All right, so it's time to dive into the latest happenings around Cyberpunk 2077. So yeah, we have new hidden updates being tested out by CD Projekt RED right now, but also the community has been very busy and are finding even more hidden secrets around Night City. We're going to take a look at those in just a moment. But what about Jackie Wells? We all know what his fate was in the game, but there's a really cool Easter egg discovered about him recently in another game. So we'll dive into that in just a moment. You might have missed this one. It's really cool. And we've got some new legendary gear to talk about. And yes, we're going to talk about how this game is faring right now within the gaming community as a whole. But first, let's start out right here at the Steam database, because there's some interesting things happening with Cyberpunk. You'll notice the last recorded update was April 1st. I kid you not. I started wondering, did they try like some sort of April Fool's joke in Cyberpunk? But if we go here, we could see that, yeah, CD Projekt RED is busy doing some sort of internal updates to the game, testing it out right now. They did 2 in the past 5 days to different parts of the game. So this is really interesting. I'm hoping we get like official news down the road about what is happening with Cyberpunk. Perhaps they're preparing for some sort of free content in the future. But this is interesting because there was a smaller update apparently applied to Cyberpunk as well that was noticed here. We have Jark12 who says, whatever the 16.5 kilobyte patch was this morning seems to have fixed health regen in combat. Take a look at this. Let me know if you notice this as well. It says, I almost made a post here the other day because my V should have some significant health regen in combat with the perks I've selected, and it just never regenerates in combat. Load up a game this morning and take on NCPD scanner site, and a turret is unloading on me, and I'm noticing my health regenerating faster than it can kill me. Was a pleasant thing to see. Hope it's legit and wasn't a fluke. So maybe they have been adding things and updating things secretly to Cyberpunk as we go. Let me know if you guys are noticing anything. But Hunter the Capricorn also noticed this right here. He says, oops, there we go. Says, in case you didn't know, legendary Nomad pants are now available in the game. And if you're wondering where to actually get these pants, he did show off the location. So kudos to him. All you have to really remember is the fast travel location here. And then you can do the math and figure it out yourself. 2 + 2 = 4. But yeah, those are apparently where those legendary pants can be discovered. So have at it right there. So yeah, some interesting stuff going on for sure. This was also discovered by Brilliant Coyote 7683. It says, so they did officially add optical camo. Last I heard, you needed a mod for this. And if we scroll down here, we see optical camo cyberware right here. Of course. So yeah, some pretty cool discoveries in there. But I have to say, one of the most not recent cool discoveries, but things that is very easy to miss because it's kind of outside of Cyberpunk's scope, is about Jackie Wells. This was an awesome discovery in Death Stranding. Check it out right here. It says, I knew that Death Stranding had Cyberpunk content, but wasn't expecting Jackie hologram to randomly show up. This was posted by Was Silly. And if we scroll down here, we could see that Jackie Wells is a hologram in Death Stranding. He's still alive somehow, somewhere in the gaming universe, at least in Death Stranding. But yeah, a lot of you guys want to see like a prequel type thing released for Cyberpunk, perhaps prequel DLC, where you explore more of Jackie's story, experience the intro. I still think that would be pretty cool. Will it happen? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Do you think it would be cool if Jackie Wells was actually a playable character? Sound off. Let me know. Now, this is by far one of my personal biggest gripes about the game. I want to be able to experience nighttime, of course, and not worry about the freaking flashlight, not having a flashlight. And this is, again, one of the discussions that I see time and time again cropping up here. Check it out right here. It says, BS Scepter says, any chance of getting a flashlight in an update? It seems crazy that a game in which so much takes place in the dark that there's no flashlight option. Hell, make it an optical implant. Love the game though. Yeah, still really love the game. It's weird that you could turn on and off your headlights on your car, but you don't even get a flashlight in the game. So again, one of my personal highly requested features of the game, because it would make nighttime experience a lot more fun. Now, let's talk about how Cyberpunk is faring within the gaming community overall. Check this out right here. How's it doing? So, players that are on right now in this very moment, over 17,000, just barely over 17,000. Then the 24-hour peak nearly hit 20K, roughly. Of course, you got to remember that big all-time peak. Will we ever get there ever again? Probably not. Maybe for Cyberpunk 2, but who knows? But then we could see that we did have a little bit of a growth here with the player base, which is cool. It didn't go over 20K, which is kind of disappointing, but it is still stabilizing. I'm kind of surprised. I thought we would see a total downward trend based on the fact that Elden Ring is out and things like that, but that's not the case. There's a pretty good staying power with this game, considering all the other games that have released. So, wow, kudos to CD Projekt RED for, I guess, nailing the update 1.5 and keeping people still interested in the game. Now, also, there's some official news that we've got to talk about here, because there is a new contest going on, and it is the Photo Mode Challenge. And this is going to be dedicated to taking your best photos of the various apartments that you have collected in Night City. So check it out. I'll try to link it in the description below, but there are some really cool awards here, or I guess you would say prizes, as you can see right here. We have some Alienware mouse, keyboard, and headset in Dark Side of the Moon color. Cyberpunk art book. I've actually got that one. That's cool. Cyberpunk goodie bag. All sorts of cool stuff that are going to be given away as prizes for this one. It seems like the photo mode thing is going to be a continuous thing, because they indicated this is the first photo mode contest that they're doing. It seems like they're returning to it. All right. Now, it is time to go over your top comments, but we're going to do a little bit differently today, because it's going to be about Starfield. Now, Starfield is one that I'm totally hyped for. Let me know if you are the same way, but I can't get Starfield off my mind at all. And I did a recent video about Starfield. Got an update from Bethesda. Check it out on the channel, please, by all means. It's right here. But it's fantastic news about the future, too, because they have brought on more Bethesda developers. They brought an entire studio on to work on Starfield. They were working on Fallout 76, but now their full focus, I guess since even 2020, has apparently been on Starfield. And instead of working on Fallout 76, they have another studio that is going to be doing that, but outsourced. All right, let's see what you guys had to say about this one. We have Casey Tong, who says, I like hearing about a studio openly admitting they took inspiration from other studios. It's possibly a good sign at what they value about game development, that it's not simply about money and beating everyone else by destroying your competition. It's a healthy kind of competition that encourages feeding off one another's accomplishments. Absolutely. They have drawn inspiration, they say, from Cyberpunk, from Spider-Man. It seems like they're playing a lot of the games, and I am so curious to see what exactly they drew from Spider-Man, of course. But I think we already know Cyberpunk. We're going to get like a Cyberpunk dystopian type city in Starfield. I was going to say Cyberpunk 2077, but in Starfield. But then we have this comment right here from Moxie, who says, the more I hear about Starfield, the more excited I get, but I'm trying to hedge my bets. With so many recent disappointments and taking into account previous IPs from Bethesda, I really hope they're listening to feedback on other games. The one thing I hope they can accomplish is to make their universe feel full and alive. That was my main issue with Fallout 4. It just felt empty, and a lot of agreement with this one. Yeah, I really hope that they have learned from their past mistakes. From some of the quotes and what these guys are saying at Bethesda, it sounds like they want to go back to the roots, to when they started, when there was a lot of hype around games like Fallout 3 in particular. That was noted in that interview, and Skyrim. Those are the games they've really mentioned. So personally, for me, it seems like that is where they're going with Starfield. Now we have Aaron, who says this right here. What I would like to see is the cause and effect like we saw in Fable 2. We clearly see the results of choices, like how Bowerstone was either run down or well off, depending on who you helped during the beginning. That was amazing. It says, in Fallout and Skyrim, you don't really see that. The best you get is what armor and the nameless NPCs wear in a region. Yeah, so you want bigger consequences, of course. So yeah, we'll see. There's going to be several different factions in Starfield, and I think that personally is going to be where a lot of your decision making is going to be. I really hope that when you choose to work with a faction, it honestly affects your relationships with other factions. That's the sort of gameplay that I like and kind of expect from a full-blown RPG, is that factions are aware of kind of like what you're doing, who you're siding with, and maybe they're going to take offense to that. So I really hope they have that sort of thing in Starfield. But there it is, the latest happenings around Cyberpunk 2077. Look out for more Cyberpunk videos and, yes, Starfield videos coming up here. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned for more, and I will see you all next time. Take care.